saw a video of a girl talking about how she had to delete Hinge, the dating app, because it was affecting her confidence. I second that. Because, like, once a week, I'll go and see who, like, liked my Hinge photos or maybe commented, see if there's any, like, potential, and it always just makes me sad. For the most part, I consider myself a fairly attractive person. Maybe not right now. I'm not really in my element. This is my, like, stay-at-home, no one sees me look today. But when I see the guys who are liking my photo, I'm like, what do I look like? What do I look like that these guys think we would ever match or be compatible, okay? Because I am only attracting unattractive men on Hinge. They're all unattractive, okay? And it makes me start thinking, wait a minute, if all these men are unattractive on Hinge who like me, if I'm attracting unattractive men, am I unattractive? You know, and you start second guessing yourself. I know I'm not the only girl who feels this way. And for the girlies who are in a relationship with an attractive man, keyword attractive man, where did you find him? Just curious. Would love to know. Please comment down below where you found him, because they're definitely not on Hinge. And it's either that or maybe I'm just lesbian and I don't know yet.
I have a genuine question of what the hell is going on. Like, I have friends who are absolute worldies and, like, they're going on dating apps and guys are just, like, dating, like, texting them, going on dates and then, like, ghosting them. Like, I feel like this has been happening since COVID. I feel like there's an actual epidemic of, like, people just not being able to get into relationships. It's like they're pretty much just like looking for pen pals and then they're like ghosting people. But like these girls, I'm biased, but like a lot of my friends are hotties and they have guys who are just like ghosting them and like they're like 2s out of 10 and they're ghosting like 10 out of 10. But like I feel like this is happening all the world over. People are just like out here looking for pen pals and like not able to commit, or I don't know what's going on, but why is this? Like, genuinely, I'm hearing it so often and I'm just like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Anybody know?
So I know that the dating discourse is changing now. Like, everyone is really, really over the dating apps. I don't want to be on the dating apps anymore. It's not fun. It's so superficial and it's also just like really exhausting. And I've been seeing a lot of TikToks about people suggesting that you get friends to set you up with their friends. And I'm so on board with that idea. However, does anybody else have friends who don't have single friends to set you up with? Like, all of my friends do not have any single guy friends, really. It's either they say, oh, I'm sorry, all the guys that I know that are in our age range are taken or married, whatever. Or they say, I would never do this to you. I would never set you up with the guy friends that I have because they're just like super fratty or they're not good enough for you. They're not your type, that kind of thing. And I'm just not really good at meeting people organically because for the most part, it's not like I really go to bars that much. And if I go to bars, it's to really hang out with my friends. It's not to meet strangers. I'm not prowling the streets to meet a guy. Modern dating is just super rough right now, man. It's not fun in the streets anymore. At this point, do I just take to the internet and go like, hey, if you have a guy friend that you think would be great for me, set me up. Like, at this point, I don't even know. I just want to crawl into a hole and not have to deal with this. But like, man, modern dating is garbage at the moment.
I'm not gonna lie, the dating scene in Chicago is really hard. I think a lot of city boys think they can get away with playing the field rather than trying to step up and be a man. As women, we're always trying to look at new makeup trends, look at new hair, trying to improve ourselves every day at the gym, and like men aren't stepping up to that caliber. You're always dealing with city boys who want you for a short-term relationship. They just don't respect you. You can see it all over their face. You can see it through their actions. We need to step up our standards as women in Chicago and really start being like, I expect you to pay on the first date. I expect you to book a time and place for me on the first date. I expect these things. And the men will learn. Women can set that standard. Stop going for the boys that don't respect you and only want you for one thing.
All right, I'm going on a date.
Chicago, I love you.
Look,
good luck.
It's not that he's not nice and cute and nice to talk to, but honestly, frankly, to be honest with you, Diane, I'm tired. I am sick of meeting up with people only for it to not work out. I am sick of learning the names of all the dogs and cats that these guys own. And I know some people are going to be like, well, then don't go on dates. But I want to. I'm in that place, I think. I'm tired. And that's okay from what I'm hearing. I think it's like normal. But I did have something that didn't work out recently, and I can't do another talking stage. Just like the redundancy of repeating the same things to a man with enthusiasm that I'm lacking right now, I think. And this is only a few months of me doing this. How have some of you been doing this for years? Are we okay? At this point, I just want to buy a shack close to the water on a big plot of land in the middle of nowhere and just move there with my dog. Just me and Penny, drinking wine, fishing, frolicking around. But apparently that is unreasonable. So I'm going on a date.
Guys, in your adulthood, how on earth do you do dating? I went into my first relationship when I was at school, and like we would go on dates and we'd go sit on a park bench and eat ice cream in our free periods at sixth form. It was just so easy. And now it's like, I don't go out. I'm not one of these people that has a big friendship group and always goes out to like the pub, go to work. I stay at home. So like, where am I finding the people? I'm sorry, I'm not doing online dating. That really stresses me out. Not online dating. Oh god, I sound like a grandma. I mean like dating apps. I'm not doing that. So like, where do I find the people? I feel like I'm gonna be single forever.
The way our generation dates is wild. I mean, firstly, there are a million dating apps, which is not a bad thing, because I know beautiful stories and a lot of stories where people get married off of meeting each other on a dating app. But you're basically swiping left or swiping right, depending on how much you find that person physically attractive and vice versa, right? So that's interesting to me. But people are really out here full on dating. I mean, they're on their 10th date, they're traveling together, they're having sex, they're making plans for the future. And then they get the ick about something and they're like, thank you, bye. Ghosted. We're done here. Like, we literally took Ariana Grande's song, Thank You, Next. Literally. I don't like the way that you smile. Thank you, next. I don't like the way that you chew. Next. I don't like the way that you walk in little slippers. Thank you, next. Like, it's crazy because there's a million options, right? So no one is finding stability in dating. They're like, oh, wow, if we disagree on something and you're giving me the ick on this, why would I stay when I have a million other choices and a million other swipe right, swipe lefts that I can have and do? My peers, my friends are going through so much hardship in dating. And it is not just a one person issue. It's, communication goes both ways and dating goes both ways. But like, you don't think the people that are truly in happy like marriages didn't fight, or that they don't have icks about one another? Like, I look at my relationship of 2.5 years with my partner and I think about the amount of good arguments we had to have this beautiful foundation, right? Like, there was one point where I was like, wow, we really can't see eye to eye. Like, you don't believe what I believe and this is clashing. So how do we figure out a way to meet in the middle? And there's just no more middle in dating in our generation anymore. There's no more finding the middle. And so, I don't know, I just needed to rant a little bit because it's a little scary. Like, we wonder why divorce rates are super high. We wonder why the marriage rate is super low. We wonder why people aren't getting married or having children. And it's like,